Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Turf Burn Podcast. My name is Tate.
And I'm Aiden.
We have a special episode for you guys today. We're going to be talking about rivalries. That's why, we got our stuff on.
Poker
So
baby.
heck no. So we're going to be talking about that. But first, we're going to get into some news. If you want to kick us off with our first topic right here.
Teddy Bridgewater is retiring. The longtime journeyman quarterback drafted at the end of the first round, 32nd overall to the Vikings, is finally calling it a career after coming back out of retirement.
I think that's the right move. He's getting old. There's not a place for him in the league
What
anymore.
a career for Teddy Two Gloves.
Oh, man,
this
yeah.
guy was very serviceable. He was, fun to watch. If he was on your team, on your sideline, if he had to suit up a game, the game was not out of reach.
No doubt. He's always that guy. Like if your main guy went down, you know you can still win the game with him on your team. So it's gonna be sad to see him go, but I think it was his time.
Best of luck to him, and I hope he goes back to that
That
school in Florida
absolutely.
and wins another state
Yeah, that'd be
championship.
sweet.
That man deserves it.
Uh-huh. And now we'll jump into some other news. Tulane and Florida both dropped some new jerseys. We're looking at the Tulane one right now. That's one of the best jerseys
It's
I've ever
freaking
seen.
sweet.
That's
We're
beautiful.
talking an electric green.
Yeah.
It's got some bold, aggressive lettering and the American patch. But one thing that really stands out to me is it has the Green Wave logo with the jester hat on it.
Yeah, I love that.
Louisiana
It looks
colors.
awesome.
This thing screams New
Louisiana.
Orleans.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think it fits very much into just that scene and that city. It's like a City Connect jersey.
And it's such a unique city.
Yeah.
And so they represent it very well.
Yeah.
And it has the beads on the side of the helmet.
And the font on the logo,
And then they
That's
run
awesome.
some diamond patterning on the helmet and on the side of the pants, and it is really just a beautiful uniform. They did a great job.
Absolutely. We'll jump over to the Florida ones.
We've seen these before. It's just the classic orange F.
Yeah.
And it's
a
pretty
throwback
clean.
jersey.
It's nice. It's a good change of pace. I know it's honoring Steve Spurrier's 1966 Heisman season.
I like
60
that.
years.
Yeah.
Very respectable.
That's a cool thing to do. As far as being a jersey though,
not that much to it.
it
Not
doesn't
very cool,
it
but
doesn't hold a candle to
it
those
was
Tulane
supposed
jerseys.
to.
No.
So, but yeah, definitely more a fan of the Tulane ones.
For sure.
Now we'll be getting into a comment the Michigan sophomore quarterback made.
Bryce Underwood. Well, I'll take this one. He's downplaying the rivalry between them and Ohio State. He says it's just another game, just with guys in a different color. That's how I see it.
Terrible take.
I don't like
terrible take. If he's your centerpiece, he's your quarterback, he's your captain. You are gonna have a little extra with you on rivalry.
Absolutely.
Every fan is, and so.
And especially after how last season went, with them just getting absolutely
blown out at
whooped
home
by Michigan or by Ohio State
in the big house, and you get beat by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Especially from him being the freshman he was, like, you got to come back and want to kill those guys.
You'd think he'd want to come back and earn it and make them, because this is the same rivalry game that just 2 years ago when Ohio State won the title, they were questioning if their head coach Ryan Day was going to stay there after they lost their undefeated season to Michigan in the last week.
It's crazy to me that I understand that from like a PR standpoint. You want to go out there and be like, oh, it's just another game, like it's no different, but
that's not a locker room statement right there. That's not a statement you want to go public with.
Yeah.
So that's my issue on that. Do I think there's going to be more there? Yes. Do I think he's going to play like there's more there? Yes. I just don't think he should have said that statement.
Yeah, I think it's weird for him to come out and I don't know. It's just,
and then so far he is 0-1.
Yeah.
So
I get it, but it's not something I would be saying if I was in his position. But
yeah, definitely. Let's move on. So the next thing is very questionable. Purdue's AD took a stab at Indiana head coach Kurt Signetti.
Oh, what are we thinking?
Does this dude watch football? So the Purdue AD said, every recruit, every current student athlete will hear this message repeatedly. We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win championships, go to Indiana. What a terrible take.
Thinking? Especially after the season they just had, where Kurt Signetti, honestly, you look at every school he's been to, he's taken them from being down here to being all the way at the ceiling.
He's a born and bred winner.
He can turn a bad team around into, like we just saw with, obviously he had a great team around him, but I think that's due in part to him just being a great coach.
This McClellan guy, he must have stopped watching football last season after they got eliminated, after Purdue got eliminated
No
from the college football playoffs.
Yeah, Kurt Signetti, might just be the best coach in college football right now.
He really is.
There's other names in that
And
conversation,
in a
but
press conference, when asked if Signetti had anything to say back, he responded with, "Not Willie."
and that's I mean, at the end of the day, that's just
This is a cold-blooded guy. I mean,
yeah,
when Alabama tried that trick, fake punt on him
yeah.
in the playoffs a couple years ago, he had zero reaction.
That's because you don't play
He
with your
looked
food.
disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And they stomped on him after that.
no, yeah.
Absolutely. It wasn't even a game. It was over by halftime. So,
That's just him trying to make a headline, I think. And Signetti's not having any of it, which I like. Let's move on to some NFL news.
to start it off first in the AFC West, the Patriots extend their solid tight end Hunter Henry, 2 years, $16 million on top of his current contract. I think it's good.
He's been very productive the last however long he's been in the league. He's definitely made an impact there. I think that's going to be a huge target for Drake May this year.
Yeah, and you got to keep your guys around May because May's going into his third year.
And him losing his number one target in Stephon Diggs now, he's going to have a guy that he has experience with being Hunter Henry. I think that's going to be good for him.
So as he builds a connection with A.J. Brown, he still needs to hit his comfort zone, and I think Hunter Henry can do that.
Agreed.
Across the middle, underneath, even over the top. I mean, he's still a dynamic tight end, even with his veteran experience.
Yeah, for sure.
So now we're going to get into some AFC North action. The Browns head coach Todd Monken informed the team that Deshaun Watson will start preseason week 1 at the Bears Saturday.
That's probably the right move. I mean, put your veteran out there, see what he can do, but
give him the first chance. But then the next week, Shedeur Sanders is scheduled to start in week 2 against the Bills at home.
I like this from the Browns. I think that's good. Just see how both your guys perform in that situation, and then make your pick.
I think they'd probably get a half out of both
Maybe
of them.
so.
Probably
before they get put in.
Before they get pulled for Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
And hopefully we see some good action out of Taylon Green, the Arkansas quarterback. I'd like to see big things from him.
Yeah.
The problem is I watched some of his games at Arkansas last year, and that guy is very inconsistent.
Inconsistent.
He's fighting for a roster spot at this point. I don't think it's crazy to say that.
I don't think it is either. I don't know, but I mean, we've seen the last 3 years everybody on that team's been fighting for a position, so I think it's just going to add fuel to that fire for Shedeur and for Deshaun Watson just to like earn their spot, earn their keep here. But
I definitely think there's still a lot of wiggle room in this battle to continue, and going to look forward to that as we watch these games.
And who do you think ends up this season with that number 1 spot?
So out the bat, like we said last time, I think we're going to keep Deshaun Watson there just with his veteran experience. Although I do think Shedeur Sanders will start more games this year than Deshaun Watson.
And I hope he does. I feel like we saw sparks of like real talent last year, which I think once he gets that experience under his belt, which I think he'll do week 2 against the Bills. I mean, I think once he gets rolling, he might just be that good. But
I hope he just gets a little more consistent. I mean, consistency was his problem last year.
And obviously time will tell with that, but I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do with that whole situation. Hopefully they can make a decision, unlike the last however many years.
Nobody wants to have a quarterback question going into
It's been a nightmare in Cleveland, I'll tell you that much.
So now we're going to jump into some AFC West action, and I'll let you cover it.
Yeah, so the Raiders, Ashton Jeanty wants to have, or he's going to have a bigger part in the passing attack this year. I think that's good.
That's very good. I mean, he's a very explosive player.
That was an underrated part of his game at Boise State, too, was out of the backfield, catching the ball and getting those extra.
And I felt like he's a little underutilized at times on a bad Raiders team last year. But he does have a veteran quarterback toting the rock this year. And so hopefully that offense as a whole can elevate and be better than they did last year.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be looking to pass the ball more with
Big Kirko.
Yeah, Big Kirko, and Brock Bowers, I think, is going to be a big part of that. So.
And he needs a bounce back year. He had a rough year last year. So.
I think, he will. I'm pretty.
But he's still as explosive and dominant as ever. So, yep. But in other news, jumping to the NFC West now, Quentin Williams got a record contract extension, 3 years, $106 million, making him the highest paid D lineman in the league.
Not in love with it. I think they overpaid. I think Quentin Williams is great. I think he's going to do great things for the Cowboys. Do I think they reached with his contract and maybe could have used that money somewhere else? Absolutely.
So here's the thing. On defense, the Cowboys are a little lacking at linebacker depth, and it's evident at times. But the Cowboys have had some really good linebackers in the past with Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith and Sean Lee. Yep. And the problem with all of them is they all got injured.
Yeah.
And one of the easiest ways to get injured is having a bad defensive lineman.
Yep.
Whenever the offensive linemen start climbing at a crazy rate, I mean, those guys are dominant, and they're playing at a high level for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's how those guys get beat up and So to lock down your interior D linemen,
Mm,
especially, you can extend the longevity of the careers of guys like DeMarvarian Overshown
mm,
and whoever else decides to
yeah,
step up and fill that role.
yeah, for sure. I think this is a good move. I think they might have paid a little much, but honestly, if you're gonna pay a little much, might as well do it to a great defensive lineman. Yeah, I'm not mad about it, but
I mean, I believe he finished the year last year with 5.5 sacks.
hmm
I think he'll go up
he's a
in
top five defensive
2026.
lineman in the league. I would reach to say that. I think.
The Cowboys are split into a
Hmm
3-4 defense, so he's going to have to take on probably a lot more double teams.
little
But
more workload now.
I think if they send more pressure on the outsides, I think it'll free up stuff on the
Hmm
inside, and so hopefully he has a little more production
Yeah.
this year.
And staying in the NFC East, the Commanders' Laramie Tunsil is out indefinitely with a torn triceps.
That's a bad beat.
Both torn triceps? That's unfortunate. It doesn't get worse than that, I don't think. That stinks really bad, too, but just for Jaden Daniels in that offensive line. He's already struggled enough in that spot.
I mean, he had a
And,
rough sophomore
and
year,
yeah,
so
and for his veteran Laramie Tunsil to be out, that's going to spell disaster, I think, for that Commanders O-line. But who knows? Maybe, I don't know, maybe those younger guys in that O-line will pick it up.
that was just a big addition this year,
Hmm
and the fact that he's not going to be there on the team, that's a bad blow for the
Yeah.
Commanders, especially with all the great edges we
hmm
see in the league
Oh,
this
man,
year.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
so.
especially in the NFC East, like just Jalen Carter you're going to go against, like we said, Quinn Williams. That's an issue, especially 2 times a year for each of those guys. That's
And to have a question mark
mhm,
at your left tackle or
mhm.
right tackle is not a place you want to be.
And that young Giants defense too is going to be an
Oh
issue.
yeah,
Yeah.
Will Carter,
Uh-huh.
Brian Burns,
Thibodeau. Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for them, but you know what? We'll see. You never know. All right, now moving on to the Giants. They hosted cornerback Terrion Arnold in practice this week, looking to get a contract going there, I assume.
I don't know. He has some legal disputes
Yeah.
that are still unsettled, which is kind of
Mhm.
nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that could be an issue, but I like them trying to build the cornerbacks on that team. I think
I definitely think it was a weak spot
yeah,
last
they've
year.
loaded their inside seven. I think they need to expand a little bit with their secondary, but that could be a good move. I think Terran Arnold's a good pickup if they do decide to take that route. Also with the Giants, OBJ is competing for a spot right now.
He's probably looking at a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4
That's
spot,
crazy.
which is crazy to say, but I mean he's a 10-year vet,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
or
he's drafted.
12-year vet.
Yeah, 14.
So, and you still got guys like Neighbors,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I believe they signed Juju
Mhm.
and some other guys. So it will be an interesting wide
Yeah.
receiver room.
I think it's going to be cool for Malik Neighbors to get to sit behind both Juju and OBJ, just to have that veteran experience and get to like kind of learn from them.
Definitely a locker room mentality. Maybe
For
not a big play impact like
Yeah.
those guys once had, but they're still NFL veterans and they've been in the league a
Right.
long time. So hopping into the NFC North now. More news from the Bears,
Mhm.
not looking good. Safety Kobe Bryant, who was carted off the field
Yep.
last week, underwent knee surgery and he will be out 4 to 6 months.
That's the whole season.
Yeah, that's
He's-
a bad
he's
beat.
done.
The team hopes to have him back for the playoffs.
Mhm.
I don't know about that timeline of recovery.
And honestly, if you're out the whole season, do you want him in the playoffs? I don't want a
think
guy.
he's
I don't
gonna
want a
be
guy that's
behind
missed
unless,
everything.
Unless he just lives in the film room, that's going to
Yeah.
be very hard to come back from.
Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, he leans more to that 4 to 6 months and can be back sooner than later. But
Maybe take a lesser role late in the
Yeah.
season before it gets serious in
right,
the playoffs.
absolutely. Also, Luther Burdens was sidelined for the preseason with a groin strain. I don't like that, especially being so young for him to
And
miss.
he had flashes last
Mhm.
year like the Cowboys
Yeah.
game, so I think he's going to be a very big part of this
Mhm.
Bears team this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's not the biggest issue in the world.
It's not a problem. Obviously, he's not missing any real time, but those preseason games are important for guys like that, just to get their feet under him and really understand like how the game works and what level they're playing at. So it's definitely gonna. I don't know. I don't think it'll make a huge problem later on, but it's hard to see right now that he's missing those important reps. But it should be fine.
To go along with the Bears, head coach Ben Johnson wants to have the highest scoring offense ever, stating, "I want blowouts."
Ooh, that's big talk.
I mean, typically I'm not a big fan of
Mhm.
blowouts because you do more than you have to.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Alabama a couple years ago when Tua hurt his hip when they
Yeah.
were up 28-0. It just feels like you're taking unnecessary risks, especially in such
Yeah.
a contact and physical sport.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know if I'm Ben Johnson. I don't know if I'd be worried so much about getting a blowout as much as getting wins. So, I mean, you're a team that's struggled for centuries now. It's been since like the 80s since the Bears have been like
good.
the best team in the league. So I understand wanting to like win by a bunch, but at this point, just win the football game.
The fan base needs it. Last year they finished 9th in scoring, which is pretty good considering that the first half of the season they were figuring out their identity and ended up getting into the playoffs and clinching the NFC North. So that was very good.
And I think Ben Johnson was the head coach over with the Lions, and they finished
offensive coordinator,
right. 2 years ago, they finished third on points per game.
No doubt he can make it happen.
He can make
He's
a
one of the more
football
talented coordinators in the league. So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Staying in the NFC North, we move on to the Vikings. Quarterback Kyler Murray wins the starting job.
I think that's the right play.
He's the veteran in the room.
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy has a lot to improve on.
Hasn't shown me
struggled a lot last year.
Yeah.
But a good thing that's come out of that is J.J. McCarthy did go public and say he wants to stay with the team despite backup role.
I like that.
I think he needs to sit and learn. And Kevin O'Connell's a very good developmental coach. So, I mean, we've seen guys like Sam Bradford and Kirk Cousins.
And how many guys have we seen that sit behind somebody great and then, like, not that Kyler Murray's great, but like he's a
turnout guy. I mean,
he's been a good player before in this league.
Arguably the best quarterback in the league for the past decade, Patrick Mahomes, sat a whole year behind Alex Smith.
Yeah. I mean, even Alex Smith, not the greatest, but he is a guy with experience at that position. So for J.J. McCarthy to sit behind Kyler Murray, I think that's going to be big. Because Kyler Murray hasn't been the greatest, but he's been serviceable. He's gotten the job done. But, yeah, I think that's going to be big for J.J. just to, I don't know, kind of really learn something because he didn't show me anything last year that made me think that he's going to be that
very
guy.
Inconsistent, missed too many throws.
I do like that mentality of wanting to stay there, though, and learn. So now moving on to the NFC South, the Buccaneers, Emeka Egbuka was carted off the field today with a toe injury. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I don't think he'll miss any time. I mean, that's all we know as of right now. We haven't had any other news besides that he was carted off. But, I mean, a toe injury I don't think is going to be a substantial problem.
And they still haven't made any progress with Baker or Vita Vea. Both of them have went public at this point, asking for contracts on social media, and it seems like talks are just going further and further south. What's going to happen?
I think we're on the way down. I don't know. I think Baker obviously has a dispute right now with his contract, and I'm not saying he wants out. I think if they pay him, he's going to stay. He obviously likes it in Tampa. He likes having his family there, but if you're not willing to pay him what he deserves, then he's going to get out of there. And I think that's the same thing with Vita, who went out and publicly said he wants a trade. Like, if you're not willing to pay him after he already wants out, like, he's not going to play his best ball for you. There's no way.
And would you want a player on your squad that doesn't want to be there?
No, we talked about this. We talked about this last week too. Is like, I don't want a guy that doesn't want to be there. That's not how you win a football game.
This is almost a best case scenario for the Panthers and Saints, though. Isn't
it? Man, yeah, the best team, or they came second last year, but like pretty
very competitive team.
Pretty regularly the best
blows in the preseason. Almost.
Yeah. Well, now 3 that we're missing, maybe a receiver. I don't know how bad this injury is, but
it's a wide open division at this point.
Oh yeah.
In other news, Panthers signed tight end Darren Waller to a 1-year deal. I don't think it's going to make much of an impact. He didn't do anything for the Giants.
And honestly, if I'm them, I'm looking for Jatavian Sanders to fill that role anyway. I don't think. I mean, maybe they're putting Darren Waller there because. I mean, he's what?
Maybe to make the battle a little more competitive.
Yeah, he's probably maybe 8 years in the league now. Like, maybe they're putting him there to teach JT Sanders how to, I don't know.
I think he's far removed from the all-pro tight end we watched for the Raiders.
I don't quite understand this pickup from them. I don't know. I don't know how much they're paying him either, but a 1-year deal, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy, yeah.
Moving to the NFC West now, Puka Nacua has a minor groin injury.
Not good.
He's had a rough off-season, now rough preseason.
Yeah.
I am worried about that guy coming into the year.
I'm not as much, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, I think he's a top 2 receiver in the league right now, maybe top 3. I don't have a worry about him being productive. A lot of his problems are off the field stuff. I feel like he gets himself into trouble with just whatever. I'm not going to get into what he's been doing, but
just little things that are maybe a little annoying.
A little annoying and stuff that can later on get you into some more trouble and maybe miss games. And we don't want that from him, especially on his offense that's going to be so productive this year.
And he's been so good since entering the league.
Oh, man, yeah. I think this year he could win Offensive Player of the Year if he plays his cards right, but it's kind of hard to tell with him for sure just because, I don't know. He's kind of like a Tyreek Hill. Like, he's going to be great on Sunday, but
You got to worry about
You
the
got to
other
worry
6 days of the week.
yeah, no kidding. But I don't know. I'm not super worried about his groin injury just because I don't know. I think he struggled with that before, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. He should be fine this year. But staying in the NFC West, Christian McCaffrey's missing practice this week.
And Coach Kyle Shanahan said that he wasn't too worried about it.
Mm.
So, I mean, we know he's going to be good. He had a
Yeah.
down year last year, but he still had a productive year. Just
Yeah.
his rushing yards average was down.
Yeah.
As you can come
hard.
to expect with backs as they age, he is getting older now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, missing practice at this stage right now isn't a huge deal. I mean, I think obviously for him, especially at that position, keep
I think
your body
the
healthy.
Niners have more things to worry about than
Oh yeah,
Christian McCaffrey.
absolutely.
I mean, where's Brandon Ayuk at this point?
Mhm.
Does anybody know?
I don't think he's coming back. I just don't.
I think he found his way out of the league, to be
Yeah.
honest.
So correct me if I'm wrong. He went online and said that like he didn't want to be a part of the team or something. Like
He wants to be a commander. That's what he wants to be. And he
that's
tried working out and reaching out to them, and I think his relationship with that team has soured.
That's hard.
He is a nutcase, to
Sounds
put it
like
lightly.
Yeah.
I mean, who's his agent, and why is he letting him do this?
I don't know. That's crazy to me. That I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes there that's making this an issue, but I hate that for them. But sticking with the 49ers, Nick Bosa is week to week right now.
With a little bit of knee pain.
It's probably going to be fine, but you know how
Getting
Nick
older.
Bosa is. He's had some knee problems in the past.
Has been injury prone, has
Mhm.
had leg injuries before, but he is still a dominant defensive end edge rusher. But that's two big guys for the Niners that they're
Mhm.
iffy on.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something to watch.
Somebody that they'd be relying on in the regular season for sure.
And to wrap it up, we move to the Cardinals, where they announced that Larry Fitzgerald
Mhm.
will be inducted into the Ring of Honor sometime this year and have his jersey number retired.
Sweet.
Very
Love it.
well deserved.
Mhm.
You give that much of your life to any organization, especially the Cardinals, who
Who
did the least they could with it.
very up and down.
Yeah. I mean, he
It
deserves
was
everything that
more
comes his
down,
way.
up, down for him, but yeah, but I think that's good, especially just getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's just supposed to follow suit, I feel like. So
Now we're going to hop into some opinions. Thoughts on LSU quarterback Sam Leavitt, the transfer from Arizona State University?
I don't think he had the best year last year. I wasn't super impressed. Yeah, I think he missed a couple games too, but
I believe he missed 3.
yeah, missed 3 games. He played good. I think the year before that he was a lot better. He had Cam Scadaboo and all the guys. I think he played a lot better then. But moving into LSU, I think he fits into the scheme with Lane Kiffin a lot better than he did at Arizona State. So I don't know. I'm not super worried about him like having a bad year. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, not a great quarterback.
I agree with that. He's always been an athletic
Mhm.
phenom. We saw that
Yeah.
when he was paired up with Scadaboo and Jordan Tyson.
Mhm.
He looked really good. It's going to be interesting to see what he does now with both those guys gone.
Yeah.
But he
And-
will be going to LSU, and
Yeah.
normally
You know,
LSU year
LSU's
in and year out is going to be
producing-
one of the
yeah.
most talented
Mhm.
programs. They just recycle
Yeah.
talent from wherever. So
I do think Lane Kiffin, as much as he is a winner, he's not a championship winner. You know what I
can't
mean?
get done on the big stage.
Mhm.
Hasn't yet, but it's got him paid. Maybe he can take the next step at LSU. I don't see it.
I think this is his opportunity to do it, but I don't see it happening this year. I don't think that team, while great, they're not on the level of even Ole Miss or any of those top dogs right now. Oregon, even.
That will be a game to watch, LSU Ole Miss.
That will be a good
in
game.
Oxford, I
Mhm.
believe. So
I think that'll be a real telltale of how Lane Kiffin has transformed that.
definitely a legacy game
Mhm.
for him.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I'm not super worried about Sam Leavitt. I think he's going to do his job. I think he'll fit into that scheme very well.
Very easy scheme. To
Yeah,
play for
absolutely,
as a
yeah.
quarterback. Now transitioning to the next topic, OSU players
Mhm.
come into play at a higher level.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at the difficulty here. So the first big name, the number one quarterback in the portal, Drew Mestemaker,
hmm
transferred along with 2 of his teammates. I think the transition is going to be very hard for him. I think he's at a red level.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw for 4,300 yards and 34 touchdowns
Yeah.
last year. He gets to keep his offensive coordinator. But he's a nice big quarterback. He has a confident arm. He has a cocky play style where he just throws wherever he
Yeah.
wants to. And I think it's going to lead to a lot of turnovers at a higher level. And
I can see that.
I think it's going to take him a while to transition. And OSU does have Oregon again.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be a tough schedule for them.
I think with how he performed at North Texas, I think he obviously has the ability to be a playmaker and get those stats up. I do think that going against Big 12 defenses, while it's going to be a challenge, I think he's going to flourish there. I think obviously OSU is not going to be a top 5 team this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they throw his name into the Heisman race at the end of the year.
I mean, they could be a possible playoff
Absolutely.
team. I mean, they got to beat Tech.
Obviously, I'm saying that last year he at North Texas he's not playing against much. I think this year, if he can prove himself, then he's one of the best there is. I do worry about him. He's 6'4", but he is scrawny as it gets.
No meat on those bones.
Does that worry you at all?
Not really. He's a tough kid.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he ran the ball a lot for
Yeah.
UNT. He takes a lot of hits. He bounces right back up. And
But what about when you're taking a hit from a Big 12 defensive lineman?
okay, but we've watched Big 12 for the past decade. It's almost like recess ball. And so that's why I think the transition's not going to be that bad because besides, you know, the top teams like BYU or Tech, it's pretty much cakewalk.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. Seeing how he played last year, I do see him transferring all of his talent to the Big 12 pretty seamlessly. I think there's not going to be a whole lot of issue there, especially bringing his receivers that he's already played with. That's going to be huge for him, I feel like. So
an issue there is he's still on a 2-10 Oklahoma State team.
Yeah.
That brought in a lot of guys in the portal.
But I don't know, if you take the Alabama Crimson Tide and you bring them over to Tulane, they're gonna win games. Like, I don't know, it's like bringing a good team.
That's a heck of a comparison.
It is. It sounds stupid, but like if you bring a team that's been together and played together and know what they're doing over to a different,
keep the same play caller, definitely a bond there. Yeah. No, I mean there's no kinks in the chemistry.
I mean, I think they're just changing their jersey color at this point. I don't see a lot of change. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna perform at the level they did because obviously higher talent that they're playing against, but I don't know. I see them being, a winning team this year, maybe top 25 by the end of the season. Obviously, as an Oklahoma fan, I hope that they fail and they don't win a game, but you know what? I'll leave my bias aside.
The next guy we got is the running back from the trio, Caleb Hawkins. I have him at a medium difficulty as a yellow. He ran for 1,400 yards and 25 touchdowns last year. He's listed as 6'2", 200 pounds. He bounced off a lot of defenders last year, and his play style is very aggressive. He's very dynamic, very quick.
Yeah.
So I think he can transition pretty easily, especially with Big 12 defenses that are prepared to stop the air raid and not so much the run.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think 25 touchdowns last year, that's
pretty good numbers.
That's great production. Especially from an offense that relies on passing the ball as much as Messmaker did. 34 touchdowns from him, 25 from your running back. That's a lot of touchdowns. Like that's exactly what you're looking for. And 1,400 yards.
They were
that's
one of the highest scoring offenses last year. I believe they finished with like 49.
Yeah.
They might have been 49 points per game, maybe a little higher. But yeah, so they got in the end zone a lot, like you were saying. The last guy, the trio, wide receiver Wyatt Young, I think he transitions flawlessly.
Absolutely.
He's a 6-foot guy, 200 pounds roughly. He had 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns, but man, he runs crisp routes. He makes the aggressive catch. He's great. He's great in contested situations, and I just think he's a really polished receiver.
Yeah.
And him and with Mestmaker throwing the ball again, they have a great connection. So I'm not worried about him the least out of those three.
I couldn't say it better myself. I think him and Mestmaker having that bond already together is going to be huge, especially at this level. Now we're going to get into a little debate action. Let's talk about some top 5 college football rivalries. I think our number one's pretty obvious. I think we go Ohio State, Michigan.
The game. Is it close? I mean, every year these guys want to kill each other.
Yeah.
They walk down the same
tunnel screaming at each other and wanting to rip each other's head off. I love it. That's what college football's all about. That's why we watch it.
It's great.
I love it. Oh, that gets me going.
That's the only game that I really tune in about 2 hours early.
Yeah, to see what's happening. See somebody brawling in the stands, some Michigan, Ohio State fans.
So yeah, that's easily the number one. Now the number 2 here, we talked about it.
I think for me it's obvious, and I have a bias, but the Red River Rivalry is like...
It's great.
It's
really
perfect.
Is. I mean, neutral site.
Yeah, that's the only team that does... I think, right? It's the only schools that do a neutral site for their game every year. That's incredible. I love it. I mean,
and the color. I mean, just looking at the fans, you can see it's like Moses.
You can see who made too.
Yeah. You can see the color contrast in the crowd.
It's beautiful, and I mean,
it always means so much too.
And everybody has obviously us living in North Texas, everybody's got an opinion on it. I love it. It's like that's why I wake up in the mornings for Red River Rivalry football. I mean, there's nothing like it. I think for between that and the game, pretty close for me. And obviously, I'm biased, but I mean, I'm not even biased. I think that's the right call. I think that's
Number three, arguably one of the greatest
Mhm.
rivalries in the SEC for a long time, the Iron Bowl
Mhm.
between Auburn and Alabama,
Yeah. Makes me think of that kick return.
or the touchdown on
Oh yeah.
fourth and forever.
Yeah.
Milroe just launched it to
Oh
the
yeah.
corner.
That's good stuff. That's one of the best ever. I mean, that's something that those three that we just mentioned are the ones everybody's talking
The
about.
great thing about rivalry
Mm.
games is teams can have 10 wins looking for a playoff spot,
Yeah.
and teams can have 4 wins
Mhm.
going in there just looking for their dignity.
Yeah.
And those two teams will match up, and it's a coin flip on who
Well,
wins
that's
the
like
game.
both of these teams is like Alabama's obviously going to be better than Auburn more often than not, but like you go into that game, you don't know.
You don't know
a
who's going to win.
Same thing with Oklahoma, Texas. Like Oklahoma, we could have a bad year. Texas could have a bad year. You go into that game, you don't know who's winning.
The last few years alone, Texas has gone in
Mhm.
maybe with an identity problem at
Yeah.
quarterback, and
Mhm.
it's like it does not matter.
You go in there and you want to win that game more than you want to succeed later on.
I mean, like we talked about earlier in the episode,
Mhm.
even with the game, whenever Michigan and Ohio State played,
Mhm.
I mean, that was a national title
Mhm.
Ohio State team,
Absolutely.
and they got upset by Michigan
Mhm.
and ruined their undefeated season.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, you never know. It is a coin flip, like you said. Like that's what college football's all about, though. You never know. It's a different outcome every year, and I love it.
at 4, we got America's game
Army,
between
Navy.
Army and Navy.
There's
I
a
mean,
whole week.
There's a whole week
I mean,
dedicated to
it's
it.
awesome.
If you don't like, that roughneck
Mhm.
football of running it right up the middle,
Yeah.
I don't think you like football.
Mhm.
I mean, it's good defense, good.
Yeah. And it's being an American. That's the most patriotic thing you could ever see.
You
is
got
an
the
Army Navy football
flyovers,
game.
you got all the military beds
Oh, man.
and stuff there.
Nothing like
it's-
that.
Yeah, it just screams red,
Mhm.
white, and blue, and so it's definitely a testament.
So we've mentioned our top 4. Where do we put in this top 5?
So between top 5, we have 3 games.
Mhm.
We have the Catholics versus the Convicts.
Yep. Notre Dame versus Miami.
Very good. And then we got the Lone Star Showdown
Mhm.
between Texas and Texas A&M,
Yep.
which just got reinstated with
Mhm.
Texas going to the SEC.
Yep. It's gonna be a great matchup.
It's a good game,
Yeah.
and both of them are normally highly ranked. But the one that I like the most, which is very nitty gritty, and my number 5,
Me too.
Michigan State. A lot of times this game means nothing.
It's usually a blowout, but it's fun. I mean, it's
And like normally the outcome of the game doesn't really matter. And, I mean, Michigan's been good in recent memory. But
in the
there were
last
some
in the
years
last
that they haven't
15
done
years, this
anything.
game's meant zero
But-
for anybody.
But man, they go in there with some.
Just wanting to hurt each other.
Oh yeah,
And
and
just
like,
some hometown pride wanting to kill.
and
I love
they
it.
just play some hard, Midwest football, and it is great.
It is
So,
awesome. I think I put that at my 5
the
also.
battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy. I
Yep.
mean, it is something.
Mhm.
So that is my 5, and that's
Mhm.
where we end our top 5 college football rivalries
And
list.
keeping on the theme of rivalries, so last week in our game show, we drafted our teams on a spinning wheel. This week we're gonna pick our own. Also last week, obviously I came out victorious with a whopping 100% win over you. And that's
I even voted for you. I wouldn't give myself
Yeah.
a pity vote.
I hope to keep that trend going here today. We have our Red River Rivalry players over the past 10 years. We're going to draft how we did last week with a quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end, and a defensive player.
Except we take our own teams. I'm a Longhorns fan.
Mhm.
Been one my whole life.
Boomer Sooner over
Obviously a
here.
Sooner fan. So, in these last 10 years, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little worried about it.
Oh, I'm
Sooners
not.
have fielded
I'm
some
feeling
very
good.
good teams.
Number
The
6, baby.
Longhorns,
Let's
we've
go.
seen some better days. Obviously, we're on a hot streak
Mhm.
right now, but that does not help me in this game show.
It might. I don't know. Looking at your team, we might have to talk about it. But so yeah, we're sticking with the past decade. We're gonna post these on Friday, and we'll let you guys vote again. I don't know. We're sending this to a bunch of Texas fans, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know, but I'll let you start. We can go position by position.
All right, so
Me.
for my quarterback, this is really hard. We're doing it since the last decade, so 2016 is where we cut off.
Mhm.
Obviously, we could go longer. We could go 26 years back to 2000, 2000, and include guys like Roy Williams and Vince Young.
Mhm.
But we didn't get to grow up watching those
Yeah,
guys.
we don't have
So
an
that-
opinion on those.
I don't have, I don't
The
have the love
memories,
in my
the
heart for
nostalgia,
those
yeah.
guys, the nostalgia.
Mhm.
I wasn't there for the 2000,
Right.
the
Yeah.
national championship
And,
win.
and if you guys want us to do that later on, we can. But right now, we're going to talk about the guys that we know, the guys that we grew up watching, having experience with. So, I mean, I love Adrian Peterson, but I didn't get to watch him play football, so I'm not going to have an opinion on him. So I'll let you start with your
So at quarterback, I got Quinn Ewers,
Mhm.
kind of the golden knight
Yeah.
or the white knight for you
Yeah.
know Texas. He
Mhm.
kind of turned around a losing program,
Yeah.
brought us back onto the national scale, and really has done a lot more for the franchise than a lot of quarterbacks and
Mhm.
stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be my number one with an honorable mention to Sam Ellinger,
Yeah.
just because as far as mediocre football went, he was very good at playing mediocre football.
That's right. And I think for my pick at quarterback, it's going to be pretty obvious. Obviously, there's some names to pick from with all our Heisman Trophy winners, right?
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
But I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield. Pretty obvious. I mean, in my opinion, is the best college quarterback of all time, maybe behind Tim Tebow.
I'm
But,
surprised you didn't go Spencer Rattler there.
oh, get out of here. Get out of here with Spencer Rattler. What do you mean, throw Jack Snarl in there, too? No chance. No, I'm going to go Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Honorable mention to Kyler Murray, to Jalen Hurts, a lot of those guys. John Mateer right now.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Boomer, let's get it. All right, let's kick it to running back. I'll let you
So
take
for
this.
my running back, I took Bijan Robinson. It's a no-brainer.
It's the right call.
This guy was he was very electric
Mhm.
in college and in the NFL.
Yeah.
Very good running back. Obviously, there's been some great running backs that went through Texas. Let's get a shout out to Devontae Foreman and Wisner was good and Baxter was good. And there's been a lot of good running backs that came before and after Bijan, but I think he's the top of the crown.
I think you're right. And for mine, I'm going to take Samaje Perine. I had a lot of thought about this between him and Joe Mixon, but I think at the end of the day, you have 427 yards in one game. Got to go Samaje Perine. That game against Kansas.
How many carries?
Oh, a whole lot. A whole lot of carries, but yards don't lie, baby. That's a big win, too.
Oh, Big 12 football,
Oh,
baby.
that's right.
60 to 60.
That's right. So, yeah, I'm going to go Samaje Perine. He did only play one game in the last 10 years, or one season in the last 10 years. He graduated 2016, so technically I'm counting him, but I don't know.
But he squeaked in there.
He squeaked in there, we'll call it. Moving on to wide receiver.
So for my wide receiver, this is kind of hard. There's been a lot of good recent wide receivers, but none so great, I might say. I mean, this guy, he's fourth in receiving yards in franchise history, so obviously he's very good. My guy's Xavier Worthy is who I'm going with.
Good call.
Speed demon.
Yep.
Very good. I mean, you know that.
Yep.
He toasted y'all on the screen pass.
I don't want to talk about it.
But there's some other guys. I'm a big A.D. Mitchell fan. I liked him when he was
sure.
here. Matthew Golden, too. Very good. So we fielded some great guys. Obviously, Wingo's pretty solid now. Can't wait to see what we get out of Cam Coleman, but he hasn't played in Texas yet. So
Yuck.
maybe I'll add him to the list next year. With another honorable mention to Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Let's go.
And he was 84 with the Dreads. He did about everything Texas needed him to do. I mean, he played running back, receiver, kick returner, punt returner. Very good.
Yep.
And so, yeah, that's my honorable mention.
I like it. I'm going to go with Dede Westbrook. Finished as a Heisman finalist with Baker Mayfield. I mean, he was catching every single ball. Deep ball monster, too. I think I'll give an honorable mention to CeeDee Lamb, to, I don't know, Deion Burks last year. Missed a lot of targets, but I don't know. As far as receivers go, we haven't had a lot other than those last two I just mentioned, but Dede Westbrook was the man. People forget. Didn't turn out in the league at all, but
Hey, dude, that was a bad Jacksonville situation he got drafted in.
It was,
Maybe somewhere else he becomes, a star.
Yeah.
Now moving on to the tight ends, I struggle with this one.
Yeah.
I'm not very confident in this one. There's another guy, but overall I decided to go with Gunnar Helm. He was a big frame tight end who just mogged defenders. And exactly what I wanted out of a tight end. Very explosive, and so I like that pick.
I don't hate that. I think I'm gonna get you on this one with Mark Andrews, finished as an All-American. So
just don't get him in the playoffs.
Don't get him in the playoffs. That's a problem. But yeah, I'll go Mark Andrews. Arguably one of the best Oklahoma tight ends of all time, probably number one. So yeah, I mean that's pretty easy for me. I mean him and Baker, that connection was pretty sweet back in the day.
Now we move on to the last position,
yeah.
defense, and I really like this guy. I've been watching him for 3 years now. Anthony Hill has been a very good linebacker for Texas.
Denton's finest, yeah. Oh yeah, he's a killer. I think
Not much to say.
Not much to say. He's a baller.
He made a lot of plays happen and did the talking with his play style.
That's absolutely right. I think I'm gonna go. It's hard to say. I want to go Danny Stutzman. I think All-American SEC. I mean, racked up tackles left and right. Obviously didn't have much success as far as playoffs, but I mean he was on a pretty bad team. And looking at just how we've been in the last 10 years, not a lot to talk about defensively. I could go Kenneth Murray also, but
Kind of a sour taste in my mouth from that guy recently.
as of right now, he's been
But
struggling in
that
the
does
league.
not define his college play. And
I
so,
think I'm gonna switch that. Forget Danny Stutzman. Love Danny Stutzman with all my heart. I'm gonna go with Murray just because I feel like at Oklahoma he was unstoppable. I mean,
he
you ever go
really
back and
was a prospect at the
Mhm.
times
Yeah,
coming out of there.
if you
He
ever go
got
back and
drafted
watch him,
by Arizona
Arizona.
and didn't turn out there. But
Yeah.
man, in the draft process, you're like, what can this cat not do?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's kind of taken a step off as of recent, but in college, man, he was something to look at. So yeah, we'll keep that as our teams. We'll let you guys vote come Friday when this comes out. I mean, obviously my team's way better than yours because the Sooners rock and the Longhorns stink. So yeah.
And we do have another episode planned to come out Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna talk Monday.
Covering preseason football.
Yeah, we're gonna do another
and
bonus
score
burn.
updates. So and just whatever else comes through. I'm sure a lot more news and stuff will
Yeah.
come out by the time that
Yeah.
episode comes out. So
Sweet.
thank you all for
Heck
listening.
yeah, thank you guys a lot for listening, and yeah, we'll hit you on Monday. We're gonna drop that little short episode, cover some stuff, and then yeah, we'll see y'all next Friday after that, and yeah, we'll let you guys vote on this also. So yeah, give us a follow. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Jesus loves you.